welcome Floelle.
Hi, everybody. When you look at that image, what do you think? Freedom. The ability to live your life without worrying about things. Imagine if you were a woman who leaked urine every time she sneezed, laughed, or coughed, and she was wearing a diaper that absorbed the urine but didn't quite get rid of the odor. So she was embarrassed to go out in public, embarrassed to socialize, embarrassed to get into an intimate relationship. Wouldn't you want a cure? That's what we're developing. So this is a huge problem. 500 million women in the world have incontinence that we can cure. In the US and Europe, 50 million. And the device that we will provide them with costs them less than those smelly pads. So right now they're paying $2,300 a year for those pads, and we'll sell them a device for $2,000 a year that'll get them out of pads. Just so you see the distribution, it's not an old lady's disease. You know, all these ads you see on TV, the old ladies cackling. But women in their 20s are incontinent after they have 2 children vaginally. Okay. Get this to work. All right. So let's see what's not working. Those old pads. There's now like an adhesive patch you can put over the vulva to seal off the urethra. There are pessaries that go in the vagina and press up against the urethra from the inside. And there's the old surgery for $25,000. Surgery prevents a woman from having children. Not exactly the best solution. So what do? We invented a cure. It's a little device that slides into the urethra just like you see it, and it takes care of the problem. When she sneezes, the pressure in her abdomen presses on the urethra, presses on the device, and shuts the valve. No leaks. The device is shown on the right, enlarged, and you see it has like a large end, and that kind of sinks into the spongy lining of the urethra to keep it from moving up into the bladder or coming out. And the other part we'll see in more detail here. Unfortunately, the animation of the lower part isn't working, but you can see it has like a cat's eye profile, and that's the lumen through which urine goes when she's urinating. So it doesn't obstruct urination, but when she sneezes, the pressure of the abdomen shuts that valve and prevents leaks. Now, the urethra is a high bacteria environment, so we need to put an antimicrobial into the material to be sure the bacteria don't colonize it. And that antimicrobial lasts about 4 months. So that brings us what's called an annuity business model. Every 4 months, we have to replace the device. That brings the woman to the doctor, generates revenue for the doctor. It also saves money for the insurance company. So we have the right team. I've been in the medical device industry 49 years. Been working with incontinent women with another company since 2002. My partner, Sherry Grantham, is a medical assistant, works with incontinent women every day. So we have deep domain experience to know what these women need. We also have an experienced marketing officer and a chief financial officer and some consultants. So what's the business model? So we sell a device to the salesman, distributor, who sells to the doctor for a profit. The doctor sells to the patient. And then every 4 months, the patient comes back to us and goes around and around again. And that goes on for the rest of the patient's life. It represents $56,000 of new revenue per patient to the doctor over the patient's lifetime. And it has value to the patient. She gets the freedom to enjoy her life without leaking and smelling. It has value to the doctor, new money equal to what they take home pay right now. It saves the insurance company money. And for our investors who are looking for, it provides a very high return on investment. This is just standard go-to-market stuff. Medical device people know about that. And we will market in one region of 60 million people at a time, and then grow the market as we expand the number of regions. When we exit, we have partners that we can talk to that are in the incontinence business, and we're raising $2 million from accredited investors, and they will get a very high return on investment. Thanks very much. So, questions? Did I left you speechless? Well, it's not an antibiotic, it's an antimicrobial. So it's a chemical that kills bacteria, but they have no way of developing resistance to it. There was a question? Yes. Well, we sell through distributors. So we sell to the distributor sells to the doctor, makes a certain profit on that. The doctor then sells that to the patient so that it's a prescription-only device, so it has to come from the doctor to the patient. Theoretically. But if the doctor next door is charging $670 and they're charging $900, then the patient's going to go to the doctor next door. So we'll let the market determine the pricing. Yes, sir.
Where are you on that?
Well, we're raising $2 million, and part of that is $750,000 of that is to do a clinical study so we can get FDA clearance and also get the CE mark in Europe through it's a class 2 device, and it's going through de novo pathway.
What's your...
We're about 2 years away from getting all that done. Question here? Yes, sir. We have 6 patents filed. We have 2 issued, 1 about to issue at the end of this month. So we're pretty well covered with IP. The patent covers our particular device. Well, people are trying to do whatever they want. Because they have patent laws on the books, but they don't observe them. So our initial markets are the US and Europe, and the Chinese would have to follow those laws. Sure.
What are the implications?
There is a possibility that it would reduce the number of urinary tract infections because the bacteria would have to go past the device to get to the bladder. So it would actually improve women's life. We've tried to think of all the bad things that could happen. And the worst thing is that it will come out and go in the toilet bowl, so she'll have to get another one. Am I up in time? Thank you, everybody.